Shalom, shalom. The Hebrew Israelites coming back at you with another camp to edify the flock. But first and foremost, before we start off, we want to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem Rakakadash. Double honor to our elders in the Apostle Great Millstone, for ruling as well. Peace and salutations to those that are doing this work of truth and sincerity. And you know what we're seeing a lot of turmoil across the world because we're seeing the implosion of Esau Edom's kingdom. And at the same time, a lot of things are being brought to light that we've been saying for a very long time. Like one of the things in particular is you so-called Native Americans and Seminole Indians, the Southern Kingdom, that you are a part of. You're the 10 tribes. You see, and we've been saying this for a very long time. And as we're entering into these end times, and we're seeing all of these prophecies come to pass, they're popping off all across the board, right? You're also starting to see finally some of the the Northern Kingdom waking up in droves. Now they may not be waking up to the truth, but they're waking up to their identity that, yeah, you know, this land was stolen from you. Yeah, well, we've been saying that the whole time, that you so-called Seminole Indians and a lot of you Reubenites and Gadites, you know, that have been classified as black, right? That you were the 10 tribes that was cast out of Israel about, I think it was like 100 years before the Southern Kingdom was, or so. Okay, maybe a little bit more, but we're gonna start off with a quick precept. This second Ezra 13. All right, so the 10 tribes was taken into captivity before the Southern tribe was. Okay, so you know you got Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, which are you so-called Negroes that live here in America, right? The so-called African American, the so-called Haitian, which is the tribe of Levi, and then the tribe of Benjamin, which is your so-called Jamaicans. Okay, so I'm gonna start off with and even though you know Judah got the worst punishment when we were taken into our captivity, the Southern Kingdom, they got it too, almost just as bad. All right. This is Second Ezra chapter 13. I'm gonna start at verse 39. It says, "And whereas thou sawest that he gathered another peaceable multitude unto him." All right, because you remember Yahweh Shai, he said, "I have other sheep that are not of this fold." All right, so the Lord knew where the 10 tribes were at the whole time. All right, he said, this is 40, those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoner out of their land in the time of Osiah the king, who Shalmaneser the king of Syria led away captive and carried them over the water, and so they came into another land. Okay, verse 41, it says, "But they took this counsel among themselves that they would leave the multitude of the heathen and go forth into another country where never mankind dwelt." Okay, so America, which I believe was called Azarath at that time, and King Solomon used to send ships over here, and he used to they used to return with gold and peacocks and different things of that nature. Okay, because they were considered exotic at that particular time. All right, so this land had never been touched by mankind until the 10 tribes had actually came over here. All right, that's why it says where mankind never where never mankind dwelt, and it says that they may keep the statutes which they never kept in their own land. And this is talking about the northern kingdom. I'm sorry, yeah, the northern kingdom. They never had a righteous king. All right, and this was what happened back in the book of Kings, and we'll read that account where King Solomon, where the southern kingdom and the northern kingdom were actually split. All right. I'm gonna start at verse 9. This is First Kings 11:9, and it says, "And the Lord was angry with Solomon because his heart was turned away from the Lord of Israel, which had appeared unto him twice." Okay, and it said, "And had commanded him concerning things that he should not go after other gods, but he kept not that which the Lord commanded." Okay, so in King Solomon's age, and all those women that he had, he started to wax feeble, and he succumbed to the enticements of these other gods. He says, "Wherefore the Lord saith unto Solomon, for as much is done of thee, and thou hast not kept my covenant and my statutes which I had commanded thee, I will surely rend the kingdom from thee and give it to thy servant." So the Lord took the kingdom, all 12 tribes, he split it, okay, and took it from King Solomon. All right. He says, notwithstanding, not in the days where, notwithstanding, in thy days, I will not do it for thy father's David's sake, but I will rend it out of the hand of thy son. So the Lord had so much love for King David that he was like, you know what? I'm not going to do it right now, but I'm going to take it out of your son's hand. All right. And the Lord does that a lot in the scriptures where he goes back and he says, well, I'm not going to do this for King David. For King David, this is long after King David ain't even walking on the earth anymore. You know, it shows you that, you know, even after you leave this place, the Lord still keeps his promises unto you. You know, this is verse 13. It says, "Howbeit, I will not rend the kingdom away, but I will give it, but I will give one tribe to thy son for David, my servant's sake, and for Jerusalem's sake, which I have chosen." And the Lord stirred up an adversary unto Solomon, Hadad the Edomite. He was the king. He was the king's seed in Edom. For it came to pass that David was in Edom, and Joab the captain of the host was gone up to bury the slain after he had smitten every male in Edom. Okay. Verse 16, "For 6 months did Joab remain with all of Israel until he had cut off every male in Edom, but Hadad fled." So this is the one Edomite that got away. Okay, because they were supposed to wipe all the Edomites out, but the Lord preserved this one Edomite. A certain Edomites of his father's servants with him to go into Egypt, Hadad being yet a little child. And they arose out of Midian and came to Param, and they took men with them out of Param, and they came onto Egypt. They came to Egypt unto Pharaoh, king of Egypt, which gave him an house and appointed him victuals and gave him land. And Hadad found great favor in the sight of Pharaoh, so that he gave him to wife his sister of his own wife, the sister of Tapenes, the queen, and the sisters of Tapenes bear him. Well, you know, you get the picture, you get the idea, because it goes into the lineage after that. Okay, so the Lord, he took 10 tribes, he split the kingdom, and you had the 10 tribes, and then you had Benjamin, Judah, and Levi, which was the southern kingdom. All right, so now they're starting to discover, hey, They were already here. Well, like I said, we have the men of the Lord been telling y'all this the whole time. All right. So this is Wikipedia. We're gonna go over a little bit about how the so-called blacks and the Native Americans, the so-called Native Americans, were intermingling, and they look so much alike that they were mistaking a lot of Native Americans for blacks for the slaves of Africa. They knew. You know, when Cristobal Colon, when he went over to the West Bank of Africa, he had 5 Hebrew interpreters, so he knew who they were in Africa, and he knew who they were in America. He knew who they were. Okay. So it says black Indians are Native American people defined as Native American due to being affiliated with Native American communities and being cultivated Native American who also has a significant African heritage. All right. So it says historically, certain Native American tribes had close relations with African Americans, especially in the regions where slavery was prevailed or free people of color had historically resided. Members of the 5 tribes participated in holding enslaved Africans in the southeast, and some enslaved formerly enslaved people migrated with them to the west of the Trail of Tears in the 1830s, and later during the period of Indian removal. So you know, the Indian removal after they were taking all the so-called Native Americans off their land. All right, and controversial actions since the 20th century, the Cherokee and the Seminole nations tightened their rule for membership and at times excluded freemen who did not have at least one ancestor listed as Native Americans on in the early 20th century. All right, so we're gonna scroll down a little bit. Let's see where it's at. Give me 1 second. There's something that was here to show the. Slovakia. I'm looking for this part where it talked about how they were intermarried with one another, and you couldn't tell. I just do this. All right. All right, here we go. I just went and pulled it up. It says during colonial times and beyond, intermarriage occupied between enslaved Africans and Native Americans, sometimes due to shared experience of enslavement and unique dynamics at the time, led to mixed race families and communities. All right, but it was more to it than that because um, because they looked alike. You had a lot of so-called Native Americans that were classified as black. A lot of them were Seminole Indians. Okay, uh, or the West Indies, I believe, that look like I'm sorry, Seminole Indians that look like the so-called black man. Okay, so you had a lot of intermingling because of that. All right, then you have the tribe of Reuben was Seminole Indians, and they appear a lot like Negroes. You see, of the so-called black man here in America. So I'm gonna grab a quick precept. All right, this is Jeremiah 55 and 30, because ultimately all this was done uh, to um, to bring forth prophecy. All of these things had to happen. Cristobal Colon had to go to the West Bank of Africa to get the with the 5 Hebrew interpreters to because he knew that they were Hebrews over there, and I believe that you had some Hebrew speaking Native Americans that were over here as well. All right, in the Americas. All right. This is Jeremiah 50 and 33. It says, thus saith the Lord of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together, and all that took them captives held them fast and refused to let them go. Okay, and this is why you had things like the Indian Removal Act, but they still don't want to separate us from their society. They tell us that they want Jake to go back to Africa, but they're not providing any way for us to get there. You see, because ultimately, they want to keep this slavery that they have, this captivity going on for as long as possible, because they understand who the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are, that we're the 12 tribes of Israel. Okay, so they don't want to let us go, right? And this is why we're relying on Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai to crack the clouds and to remove us from this place. All right, to put us up on those chariots. Okay. Right, and the Lord is going to take us out of this place. The Lord is going to put us back into our own land. This is how you know that the people that are over there ain't the people, because a lot of the prophecies that are surrounding when the people actually go over there, that ain't happened. Okay, there's supposed to be peace. All nations are supposed to be following Israel. They're not following the so-called Jews over there. They're not doing that. Okay, they're not doing that. The world is turning against them right now. Okay, but the people that actually fit the prophecies, okay, that are going to be oppressed together in the same land, is going to be the Israelites, which is us. So then when we sit there and we tell you so-called Hispanics and you so-called Native Americans that you are the Israelites, this is why you keep going through the same shit. You thinking that you better than the so-called Negro, and you not. You're going through the same thing we going through in this nation. You're being oppressed. Okay? You don't have no land of your own, no nation of your own, no kingdom of your own. You don't have no standing army. Okay? You don't produce your own food. You don't have your own. All that stuff comes through the system that was created by the so-called white man. Okay? So as the scriptures say, the children of Judah and the children of Israel were oppressed together. Okay, so we both and this devil don't want to let us go. All right. So I'm gonna read that again. This is Jeremiah 50 and 33. It says, "Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together, And all that took them captives held them fast and refused to let them go. And it says, their Redeemer is strong. The Lord of hosts is his name. He shall thoroughly plead their cause, that he may give rest to the land and disquiet the inhabitants of Babylon. You see? So that's why we waiting on Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai to come back and put it into this place. All that damn protesting that they doing. You know, you got these stupid ass jakes out here doing this DEI protest, boycotting the system. Like that shit has an effect on this. They print the money out of nowhere, man. Okay? They don't need the money. They're collapsing the system. They're collapsing the system to bring forth this new beast system. Okay? That's what they're doing right now. But they don't care about your money. This is why you're supposed to get your mind right with Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. That's why the warning is going out. Okay? That's why we keep warning you, Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, hey, to come back to your power. Because this thing about to get real out here, man. All right? It's already real out here. You go into the grocery store and you go, like I went this morning, I got a pack of beef bacon. Okay, got to make sure, you know, it's beef bacon. I got a pack of chicken sausage, a pack of hash browns, a bottled water, $30. Okay, something that used to cost about $7 to $8, $30 for those items. Okay, so if you don't think that these financial hardships are real, these financial hardships are real. And now you got this devil, Trump is in office, DJ Trump, but he gonna be the man to do it. I hope he is. I believe that he is. He's about to bring the thunder because he got every country turning against America right now. Okay, he got every country turning against Babylon the Great. You got France. France has been allies with America since 1778, I believe. Right, and America got its independence from Great Britain, I believe, in 1776. Okay. So from 1776 till now, so from 1778 until now, France has been cool with America. But now France is bucking. France is saying, well, you know what? We can't depend on America. Okay? You got Canada threatened to turn off the power. And Trump talking about, well, he about to impose even more tariffs starting April 2nd. Okay, starting April 2nd, he's about to. So, over there in Canada, they're like, well, look, if you want to continue to impose these tariffs, then guess what? We're gonna shut y'all power off. So you got New York, you got Minnesota, you got Michigan that directly get all of their power. Millions of people that get their power from Canada. Okay, so just think about that. You get a cold front that comes through, right? In those areas, you're going to get a lot of people that's going to die. You're going to get a lot of people that's going to die. Because nobody's built for this cold weather right now. All right? Nobody ain't built for this. Everybody's soft right now. Nobody's not built to survive. This is why the men of the Lord are strictly going to be dependent on Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai in the times that we're coming into, because we understand that there's no escaping this. Okay? As a script, all y'all think that y'all's about to get away. There is no getting away. There's no escaping this. This is Amos 5:19. It says, go up to 18. It says, woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord. To what end is it for you? The day of the Lord is darkness and not light. Okay? So we understand that the day of the Lord is darkness and not light. It's not going to be a good day. All right? The day of the Lord is not going to be a good day. The day of the Lord is going to be darkness and not light. All right? The day of the Lord is going to be gloominess. It's going to be terrible. All right. It says, it says, as if a man flee from a lion going to another country. All right. Trying to find somewhere to hide. All right. And a bear met him. Like, oh, it's a big old missile right there. All right. It says, or went into a house and leaned on a wall and the serpent bit him. It's like, damn, you escaped the lion, you ran into a bear, you escaped the bear, and while you out of breath, you lean on a wall and a poisonous serpent bites you and you die. This shows that you're not getting away. There's no getting out of this. Check. Yeah, we're still going. You're not getting out of this. All right. So so when all of this start happening, you're gonna get some that are going to be for the sword and some for the famine. Let me get that real quick. Right? So no matter what you do, you're not going to escape what's about to happen. This is Jeremiah 15. I'm starting at verse 1. It says, Then the Lord said unto me, though Moses and Samuel stood before me, yet my mind could not be toward this people. The Lord is saying, look, I don't put the southern kingdom into captivity. I don't put the northern kingdom into captivity. And y'all niggas still ain't getting it. My mind cannot be towards y'all, man. Only thing I can do is wipe y'all out and reset, because sometimes things are so broken that you can't fix it. It has to be destroyed and you got to bring in a new one. You know, you got those things that the thing you've been going, oh man, I don't really want to throw this away. Man, I really don't want to get rid of it. Man, I really love this thing. And then guess what? You find out that you got to throw it away because it just don't work no more. And that's our people. Our people are so far gone, so degraded that they just don't work no more. And it's verse 2, and it says, and it shall come to pass, if they say unto thee, whither shall we go forth? Then thou shalt tell them, thus saith the Lord, such as are for death to death. Okay, and such are for the sword to the sword, and such are for the famine to the famine, and such as are for the captivity to the captivity. So the Lord ain't playing no games, man. The Lord ain't playing no games. The Lord about to wipe this place out, and you're seeing the signs of it. Okay, Obadiah, the first chapter, is happening right now. Joel, the second chapter, is happening right now. Okay, it's happening right now before your eyes. You're seeing the way being paid for the kings of the earth in the valley of Yahweh Shaphat. Okay, mountain of troops. You're seeing the troops starting to gather. You're seeing Russia and America stirring up this World War III. You're seeing the collapse of the dollar. You're seeing prices getting crazy. Housing and things of that nature getting out of control. Okay, and the weather's crazy. You got unexplained anomalies happening all over the earth right now. Okay, we in the midst of biblical prophecy coming to pass. Okay, and for y'all that ain't been taking it seriously, man, hey, this is the last go round, man. The windows of repentance are damn near closed. It's like a little peephole in them. All right, because once this beast system, once this chip get implemented, World War III is going to happen fast. And yes, the chip is about to get implemented very quickly. That's why they got Elon on staff. You think they got Elon on staff just because? No, they got Elon on staff because Elon Musk is going to be that guy to bring all this stuff into fruition through his AI technology. Okay, you got Canada talking about we're not going to do business with Starlink anymore, knowing, and they call that out specifically, Starlink, knowing that it's owned by Elon. Well, that Starlink is going to be what they're going to use, you know what I'm saying, to create this new communications network to have everybody chipped. That's what's about to happen. Okay, the Lord ain't this ain't a game. You know, hey man, hey, Listen, the only way out of this is through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. There's no way out, you know. And everybody think that this shit is still a game. It's not a game. All right. There's about to be a lot of death out here, and it's turning up right now. It says, I'm gonna read that again. It says, verse 2, it says, and it shall come to pass if they say unto thee, whether shall we go forth? Like, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? And the Lord said, then thou shalt say unto them, thus saith the Lord, such as are for death to death, such as for the sword to the sword, and such as are for the famine to the famine, and such as are for the captivity to the captivity. You see? You know? Hold on one second. Hey, y'all can go. I'm gonna be a little while. Slakia. And it says, Slakia. And it says, and such as for the sword to the sword, and such as for the famine to the famine, and such as for the captivity to the captivity. So that's what it is, man. You know, this place, you know, is going down. And, you know, as it says in, let me get that real quick. We get Second Ezra, the 9th chapter. Second Ezra 9:1, it says, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Okay? So when you see all of these prophecies come to pass, you know that the Lord is visiting this place. All right? Which the Lord is visiting this place. If you can't tell that the Lord is, you know, hey man, the Lord is doing his thing right now. All right, and it's about to get way worse. He's about to turn up the volume. It's just certain prophecies like the MOTB has to come to pass. But in doing that, you know, Obadiah, the first chapter, you know, well, there's only one chapter in Obadiah, but Obadiah, where it talks about, I think it's the 16th verse, where it says, they that are confederate with thee have laid a wound for thee. Well, hey, all of the nations that were allied with America are turning against America right now because they know that they lay down with a dirty, stinking whore. All right, and it says, then thou, verse 2, then thou shalt understand that it was that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of these things from the days that were before, even from the beginning. Okay, so Yahweh Shem Yahushua already told us that these things were going to happen. He told us that when you start seeing these prophecies come to pass, then you know that we here. Okay, you go to Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter. Habakkuk, 2nd chapter. It says, I will stand, verse 1, it says, I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower and will watch to see what he will say and what I shall answer when I am reproved. And the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables that he may run that reading it, that readeth it. For the vision is set for an appointed time, but in the end, when in the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it shall surely come, it will not tarry. All right. So basically what that means is that, hey, though it seemed like it's taking a long time, because Yahweh Shai spoke of these things so long ago, right? These prophecies were written so long ago. It seems like it's taking a long time. But guess what? Though it seems like it's taking a long time, wait for it, because when it's finally upon you, it's not going to stop. It's not going to tarry. It's going to come fast. Okay? It's not going to wait. Okay? That's why I say it will not tarry. When it's time to come, when these birth pains come into fruition, when these birth pains really get, it's not going to stop. It's just like a baby being born, as Yahweh Shai gave the description. Okay? When these birth pains start to hit, the baby's coming. And we about to see this baby. All right? These prophecies are about to come to pass. This nuclear destruction is about to happen. You're going to have to see a lot of famine, death, you know, and hey, if you ain't right with Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai, man, you through. That's all there is to it. If you ain't right with the Lord, you through. Okay? So I'm going to continue on. This is going into Esau. It says, behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. And that's what we're doing when we come out here on the highways and the byways. We're living by our faith. You know, we're not like my man Alizé, who behind closed doors doing the shit that he ain't got no business doing, trying to profess to be a man of the Lord. And then when you get called out on it, you want to act, man, what? When you get called out on the things that you're doing, right? Oh, yeah, hey, well, maybe I wouldn't have been of the Lord. No, you was never a man of the Lord, man. You were never that, because the things that you do out in the open for the Lord, you do in private too. This isn't straddling the fence. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna come back to that. I'm gonna come back to Habakkuk. All right, so this is Revelation 3 and 6. This is Revelation 3 and 6, and it says, so then, because thou art lukewarm and neither hot nor cold, I will spew thee out of my mouth. And that's what's happening with a lot of camps. Okay? Y'all are getting revealed. You know, the Lord is starting to reveal who his chosen really is. You know, because all you other camps, IUIC, the Sakari, you know, General Yehanna, or however you say it, you know, them groups, they're all getting exposed. Okay? They're getting exposed for the shady dealings that they've done behind closed doors. You know, that's what's happening. The Lord he's showing who his chosen are going to be, and when this hell start breaking loose, he's really going to show who his chosen is. All right, hey, all y'all that's been out there bashing the men of the great millstone, that's been coming out teaching this truth, you know, since 1969. Okay, from our elders and our apostles and their elders and their apostles and their elders that's been doing this work, that's been teaching things, you know. And then this dude wanna say that that great millstone, oh, we zombies. He said, oh, y'all call everybody else down zombies. You know, y'all, no, we not zombies. We'll question our leadership. We'll ask questions about the scriptures. We'll ask about the breakdowns so we can get a better understanding of what it is. Okay? Well, because we're not bucking up against our leaders. Oh, you're wrong. No. They break it down. They explain to us what the scriptures actually mean, and then they proof us. They show it. They say, hey, man, don't be a parrot. Okay? We want y'all on dragon level, man. So go out and research it yourself. All right? We don't want y'all just parroting us. Okay? Because you're following blindly. The scriptures say that if the blind lead the blind, they both fall into a ditch. Okay? So our elders and our apostles teach us, hey, man, don't be blind. All right? Y'all don't be blind. What y'all do is y'all learn these precepts. Y'all learn these scriptures. Y'all learn how to tie secular history into what's happening in the scriptures. Okay? This is how we know a time and a half a time. It's talking about 350-year period of slavery. Okay? That's how we know that the northern kingdom went into captivity and the 10 tribes split. That's how we know that the 12 tribes the 10 tribes is the so-called Indians and the so-called Hispanics. Okay, we know that Manasseh, Reuben, you know, Naphtali, you know, Yesheskar. We know that because we go into the scriptures and then we look at what happened in history and we tie them all together. Oh yeah, this is why Christopher Columbus did this. This is why he had 5 Hebrew interpreters. This is why all that happened. Okay, so then if somebody randomly came up to us and they tried to gainsay us, we can break all that down on our own. You know, you get a man that can go out and do a camp. Our elders tell us all the time. You know, as a matter of fact, let's get it real quick, and then we'll go back to the Habakkuk. This is Timothy, 2 Timothy 2:15. It says, "Study to show thyself approved unto Yahweh, a workman that needeth not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth." The Lord don't want a whole bunch of robotic ass men that are following after somebody blindly. He wants you to understand and know what the hell you're getting into. This is why you're supposed to count the cost, man. All right, you got to know how to read the blueprint. All right, you got to be able to know how to go into secular history and see what's been going on, so you can tie it to scriptures, so you can know. Oh, dang, Deuteronomy the 15th chapter, the 68th verse, I believe, where it talks about that you're gonna be carried back into Egypt with ships, and no man. Oh, who was taken in the ships? Oh, that was us. Oh, dang. Scriptures talk about how you're gonna be cursed when you go into the city and when you leave the city in the field. No matter where you go in the world, you're gonna be a proverb and a byword. Well, who fits that description? It says, and these will be a sign unto you. Okay, who's been fitting that description? You think, oh, just because it's been a long time. Well, that's why the time is a measurement tool. Okay, to show. Okay, wait. This happened then, that prophecy was fulfilled. Okay, this happened then, that prophecy was fulfilled. Okay, the time is measuring up to the end. So we know where we are in prophecy. Okay? That's why the scriptures talk about measure the time diligently. Measure the time. All right? We don't want you measure the time, man. Okay? You shouldn't have to, you know, once the elders and the apostles laid down the groundwork, you know, a lot of breakdowns didn't even come through the elders and apostles. Because when they laid down the groundwork, you had a lot of bishops who understood these breakdowns and was able to break them down even further. Okay? And further elaborate through the Spirit of the Lord. And they built on the foundations that our elders and the apostles laid down. Okay? And as a matter of fact, let me get that. This is 1 Corinthians 3:10. It says, according to the grace of Yahweh, which is given unto me as a master builder, I have laid the foundation, and another buildeth thereon. Let every man take heed how he buildeth thereon. So you're not coming into this thing, you're building on somebody else's foundation that was set forth. All right. And if you know anything about building, if the foundation is strong and you start building up the building improperly, the whole thing is going to crumble. And that's what's happening with a lot of y'all camps, because y'all built up on the foundations the wrong way. Y'all wanted to do your own thing, you know, not believing. Hey, why is it that the Great Millstone ain't got no 501c3? Why is that? Because they understand that getting a 501c3 will ultimately cause you to serve Esau and his system. And the Lord didn't tell us we had to do that. He said, go out and preach the word in season and out of season. Okay? That's why you got to study, man. All right? We don't just parrot. We don't just come out here and parrot what our elders and the apostles say. All right, we have classes that we have to attend so we can understand these things. We have camps. We have deep discussions about the scriptures. Okay, we go through the Hebrew. All right, every camp they're going through the Hebrew alphabet. You know, making sure that you know the basics of our lost culture, of our lost heritage. Okay, making sure you understand certain things, doing the word of the week so you can be engaged. All right, so you can actually be engaged in these things. This is how we know these breakdowns. This is how you can get one man that can go out and teach. Because we're not parroting anything. We're actually learning these things and understanding the scriptures. And we're fully convinced in our mind. Scriptures say, every man be fully convinced in his mind that this is the truth. Okay? This is what sets the men of Great Millstone apart from all these other camps out here. All right? Because we don't follow blindly. The Lord is creating leaders, so that when all hell breaks loose, you may have to lead a whole bunch of people. Because there's going to be an innumerable multitude of people out here they're going to be just coming in. They're not going to really understand what's going on. And you may have to lead them. The Lord may put you in front of thousands. The Lord may put you in front of hundreds. The Lord may put you in front of tens. Regardless of what number he may put you in front of, you got to know what the hell you're talking about, man. You got to know these scriptures. You got to know what happened in secular history. You got to know about the sack of Rome, okay? And how the Israelites were pushed into the interiors of Africa. You got to know about the 10 tribes already coming over here and dwelling in a land that never dwelled. You got to know about all that stuff so you can explain it. How did we get here? Okay? See, everybody, y'all in this for the wrong thing. We're trying to get saved. We want to get the hell out of this place, man. This place ain't shit, man. Okay? We want this place to be destroyed. We want these prophecies to come to pass. That's why we out here, man. That's why we doing our videos, man. Sighing and crying to the Lord. Because we don't want to be here no more. We're sick of this place. Okay? Got to work every goddamn day. Then your money just fly out your pocket. The food is poison. The women are trash. I was watching a video the other day, yesterday. And I was just appalled. It was the pop the balloon shit. And the girl said, hey, would you date me if you knew that I've been with, if you date me knowing that I've been with over 2,000 men? This woman was 27 years old and been with over 2,000 men. I don't even know 2,000 people personally. And you slept with 2,000 men. And y'all want to stay in this filthy ass place? This disgusting place? Huh? Oh, I want to get the hell up out of here, man. And that's why y'all other camps out there, y'all wicked as hell, man. And y'all always got something to say. And look what happened. Every single time y'all talk shit about the men of the Great Millstone, our elders and the apostles, something happened. Look what happened to Polite. Look what happened to Polite. And this is how serious the Lord is about his men. And when you talk shit, it says, this is Exodus 11:7. It says, but against any of the children of Israel shall not a dog move his tongue against man or beast, that ye may know that the Lord doeth put a difference between the Egyptian and Israel. So, hey, man, you talking shit about the men of the Lord, man. The Lord gonna do something for you. He gonna do something to you. Okay? That was a point right there, is that, you know, the dog won't move his tongue, man. Y'all talking shit about the men of the Lord, calling us pedos. Ain't none of us in these camps been charged with nothing like that. But see, what it is that when you start, when all the skeletons start coming out your closet, you trying to find skeletons in others' closets. It ain't none in there. Okay? We want to be clean and unblotted from the world, man. So you can't say nothing about our conduct. Okay? But y'all want to. We out here just trying to get the message out to the elect. That's all we care about, man. So all we care about is the elect getting this message. All right? From the 12 tribes of Israel, from Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, to Reuben, Gad, Issachar, Naphtali, Manasseh. We're trying to get this message out to our people so they can wake the hell up, so the Lord can bring these prophecies into fruition, so Yahweh Shai can come and crack them damn clouds and get us up out of here. Because we tired of this world, all right? This wicked ass world. So, pretty much that was it. Just wanted to do a quick camp, quick Thursday camp, and I pray that the listeners was edified. I'm gonna go ahead and end it off by giving all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem Rakar Kadesh. Double honors to the elders and the apostle, great millstone. Till the next time, shalom.